Hello, my name is Victoria Boljeva, and today I'm going to talk about some of the rebuttals to my opponent's stance. My opponent believes that animal testing should be legal in the medical field because it plays a critical role in developing life-saving medical treatments, by saying that humans share many biological and genetic similarities with animals such as mice, as well as that alternatives for animal testing are not yet advanced enough to fully replace animals. I want to say that this is false because humans share a lot more genes and biology with other animals, so these similarities should not be a factor that pushes people to use animals for testing. Also, alternatives show better results than standard animal models. According to James F. Crow in his article called Unequal by Nature, a geneticist perspective on human differences, he said that the DNA of human beings and chimpanzees is 98 to 99% identical. Next, Cruelty Free International, in their article called Alternatives to Animal Testing, stated that the notorious J skin irritation test in rabbits can only predict human skin reactions 60% of the time, but methods using reconstituted human skin are up to 86% accurate. Even the Human World for Animals organization, in their article called Alternatives to Animal Experiments, said that in fact approximately 90% of the medicines ultimately fail in human trials following animal tests. So we see that humans can share even more biological and genetic similarities with chimpanzees than mice. These similarities does not give us permission to use animals, because if that would be the case, then why are people not using ones that are actually more closely related to them? With alternatives, it's simple. They can actually show more accurate results that relate to human health. The fact that medicines ultimately fail shows why we kill hundreds of millions of animals each year, because they have to redo this test all over again. Next, my opponent also believes that animal testing should be legal because there's a strict animal standard that requires researchers to treat laboratory animals with care and respect. By mentioning the guidelines which are enforced by ethical review boards, and that animal testing is governed by the ethical principles like the 3 R's: replacement, reduction, and refinement. This is false because the ethical board's approving rates for animal testing are pretty high and are only beneficial to people. Additionally, the 3 R's are only trying to minimize harm and do not think on the moral side of the issue. According to Aisha Karam-Kiani, from her peer-reviewed journal called Ethical Considerations Regarding Animal Experimentation, she said that another aspect of this argument is that the benefits to human beings of animal experimentation compensate for the harm caused to animals by these experiments. Furthermore, Katie Bertrand, in her article called Exposing the Gaps: How the 3 R's Fail to Protect Animals in Research, stated that while the 3 R's call for reducing suffering, they do not challenge the fundamental practice of using animals as tools for experimentation, instead assuming that animals research is both necessary and unavoidable. So even though there are regulations toward animal experimentation, the acceptance rate for them is pretty high, because most of the time people look at the benefits for them rather than on the pain and stress that they will bring to the animal. These people prioritize themselves at that time and do not care about well-being of the animal, and in reality the results at the end are questionable and might not even be appropriate for human health. It's almost the same with the 3 R's. They're trying to reduce harm, but the fact remains that researchers will still continue to use animals if needed. This is still morally wrong because a lot of animals suffer and die right now. Animals can talk and say that something hurts. It doesn't mean they can't feel it. So people have to stop violating their rights and put them down. Thank you.